Alright, this was game two. This time we're up against Empire and Wood Elves. At this point, we learned we were only going to get 2 games in because basically a lot of people had to go home. The first round had taken too long and all that, and there wasn't enough prizes to basically convince people to stay around. And let's look at the deployment. We kind of effed up our deployment. You can see me on the flank there. You can see the center of our line, which is the dwarves around the organ gun. This time we're using some warriors in there, some there are thunderers in there. Yes, the thunderers are the further back group. Dwarves are the warriors are the front group. Further over onto our flank, we had a hill. We put a cannon up there. We put some thunderers up there. We have some warriors over there. They're turned around. They did start facing forwards, but we had some way watchers deployed at our back, so I turned them around to go face them. Although they never did get to face the way watchers, which was disappointing. There are some dwarf warriors over there as well. You can see the dwarf warriors getting placed, I guess. I'm not really sure what's happening there. Probably, actually, they're moving towards the Way Watchers, which were annoying, but you know what? In all honesty, we probably should have ignored them, and that was a mistake on our part. You can see my Marauders moving up with my Knights to engage the flank of the opponent. Some Empire Knights, some Dryads there. I was pretty confident that we were going to take that side of the board and hopefully flank them. Just roll up the flank, and that was sort of correct, sort of not correct. Just a further out shot at basically the same thing. Yeah, that's kind of all that's happening here. You can see the Knights looking kind of menacing for both sides, so we could have a little cavalry battle here, and we'll see in a moment. Next shot here, we have the center of the enemy lines, Hellblaster volley cannon. You got a cannon, you got some crossbowmen, some dryads, some handgunners. Basically a whole bunch of range stuff, which unfortunately just really speared us in the middle. It was quite painful. The dryads were just basically picked up Noblars for the 100 victory points they represent. Just a little bit more over to the side there. Basically what would happen is my warriors moved up the center, Hellblaster volley cannon exploded, but hit them and basically killed them down to a guy who would eventually get picked off. That was pretty much the tale of this battle in the center, unfortunately. Thane and some warriors came up, they got picked off too. His knights charged my knights, we beat them, and then we didn't do anything else, basically the whole game. We kind of just tried to make our way back to combat and never did. His dryads kept pushing forward. They beat my marauders, killing my sorcerer, unfortunately, which was bad because I think we could have actually dominated the magic phase here. This is the other flank. We kind of ignored this, and that was a problem. You can see Wild Riders, Dryads. You can see a Pegasus in there. Basically, the dwarves were kind of left to deal with that, and that was a huge mistake on our part. Just huge. There's where the Way Watchers are getting forced back. His Dryads are coming forward again. What's left of them? I was trying to make them charge my warriors, but unfortunately they got into the dwarves. The dwarves are not immune to fear. I am outnumbered by a fear-causing opponent and thrown back. They had been hit by a cannon before that. That was why they were so low on numbers. I did manage to get the Dryads in combat and beat the crap out of them, so to speak. So we did deal with the Dryads. We did dominate this flank, but that was unfortunately the only part of this battle that really went well for us was this flank. Everything else just really went pretty terribly. It wasn't a very good game. This was the last picture I took, unfortunately, because we just got so into the games, just trying to snatch victory, but we folded completely after this. We never got to their cannon with the dwarves or with my knights, unfortunately, so we kept shooting in impromptu. What they did was they sent the Way Watchers up the hill. The Way Watchers engaged the cannon crew, killed the cannon crew. Actually, the cannon crew killed them, but then the Wild Riders came in and smashed us up off the hill. The Dryads smashed dwarf warriors to the